this for the Prime Minister. With the U.S. having a deficit of over $1 trillion, what actions could the U.S. government take to remove some of that deficit, as how you've done in Canada?
We were faced with the deficit was 6.2% of GDP. In those days, it was seen as horrible. Today, it's, you know, it's bigger everywhere. And we reduced it to 0 in 3 years. When I quit, we had the lowest debt of everybody else. It was a tough situation. We did a lot of cutting. Here, what is the problem? You know, I'll be very candid. We're living north. I watch your election here. Everybody, the only speech you hear is that they will cut taxes. But you cannot collect the money to have the society to operate. You know, if you want service, you need to collect the money. It's just common sense. And I think that if you keep cutting taxes, the debt will be bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's you kids will have to pay for that eventually. So, I'm happy I'm paying a lot more tax today than I was paying when I was Prime Minister. A lot more. My banker is happy. And me too. Because you have to pay more when you make more money. And I think that the disequilibrium that exists today between the rich and the poor is unacceptable. Is unacceptable. When Warren Buffett says I am paying less taxes than my secretary, that is scandalous. It's scandalous. You should pay more. And they should. Here in the United States, you don't have a sales tax, you know, for everybody. We have it in Canada. It was difficult to introduce that, but it's normal for the people to spend to pay more taxes. What is the power? You know, I see the President of the United States. He is elected, he's very prestigious, but he cannot deliver. That was my experience talking with either Judge Bush or with Bill Clinton, because any problem is blocked by the congressman. I make the joke, you know, you talk with the president, I said, cannot do anything. It's a bunch of crazy guys in the Congress, or and that type of thing, but he does not have the power. In Canada, you know, the Prime Minister decided to do something. If he goes to the House of Commons with that and he loses, all the members of Parliament have to go to an election. So when they block the Prime Minister, they pay big consequences. Just to give you an illustration, I was Minister of Finance of Canada. I saw the President presenting his budget this week. That will take a year before it will be approved. By the end of it, it will be a completely different project. So I was Minister of Finance and had a friend of mine who had some Americans with him. He said, tonight, my friend, the Minister Chrétien, is Minister of Finance, he has his budget. Because the budget in Canada is done by the Minister of Finance. I will get up and I will say, tonight at midnight, the tax on cigarette will go up and the tax on that will go down. He said, what? Oh yeah, at midnight. You mean business, your guy? Because it's decided by the government. Here, a decision is proposed. The president has to go on his knees in front of the congressmen and the senators all the time. He can preach to the nation. And he has a veto right. But a veto right is not very useful. It stops everything. So I think that the British system is better.